Disappointed, but as I said to the players after the game, we need to be striving to be involved in these games, and we also need to be striving to get more of the bigger moments right instead of almost right or not right at all. So there's some really harsh lessons in there for us, particularly at the end of the game. Well, if anybody's going to ask me about a drop goal, I'm going to get the same answer as you, and somebody's going to get a hard time for it, because we've had ample chance there, and I think we've made enough of the game, second half particularly. We've changed some things at half time, and we made enough of a fist of the second half with some clean breaks and some big moments that we just didn't capitalise on. So sometimes in rugby league you get what you deserve, and today, second half, I'm not sure we deserved that, but we didn't win enough of the big moments for me.
What are they like in the dressing room?
Disappointed, of course. Coming down to Wembley is not about coming and taking part, and we know that. It's about winning the game. So finishing second isn't good enough for us. And as I've said to the players, we're going to be involved in some big games, and we're going to be involved in big games at the end of the season, and we're going to make sure we are, because we're going to continue to work as hard as we have to get where we are today. And when them big games come along again, and when them big moments come along again, we've got to be better and take them and win games like this. So whilst it's disappointing right now, I'm sure we'll get over it. It's not like losing the grand final and having 3 or 4 months to mull it over. We've only got a week before our next game tomorrow, and then we've got some big games coming up, which makes us puts us in a position to get in the top 6 and stay in the top 6. So we're involved in big games at the end of the season.
It's a little bit of a cliche, but it felt like a proper final. How gritty it was, and the fact that no tries have been scored. How much pride can you take in the effort and some of the desire, despite the fact you've come out on the wrong side of the game?
Well, pride defensively, particularly, because we've not conceded a try, but they haven't either. So we expected it to be as close as it was. We expected it because of the weather. We expected not to be able to throw the ball around. I think you saw from the first kick-off that we'd come up with some things different. So we wanted to play on the end of the line there, and the weather wasn't conducive enough to play to the winger where we wanted to get the ball. So we come up with some different plans, and the weather wasn't conducive to carry out all of them plans. But as I said, it's about coming here and winning, and we haven't won. So we can say whatever you want, can't we? We're going on with a gallant losers medal.
What do you do over the next week then to pick them up?
We're not training till Friday, so they can go back into a deep hole hopefully and find something within themselves, because it's no good me bringing them in Tuesday and Thursday and reading them a riot act. I think they've got to self-reflect a little bit, and I think they will. They're a good group of players, and they do self-reflect. A couple of players in there already apologising for performance, and that's all well and good. We've got to apologise and get better, and we will get better. So there'll be some self-reflection and some accountability from the players. I know there will before we go through it. Before we train and play again on Sunday next week against Hunslet. So we'll learn some lessons, and some valuable lessons going forward, because if you want to win big games, you've got to come up with big moment players.
Are you disappointed with the performance as well as the result, man?
I'm disappointed first half performance. I thought first half we started the game really well, and then we just went one out, and that's not the team that I coach. That's not the team that we coach. I just felt we made it easy for York to get back in the game. We miss touch, and then we give a penalty away, and we go 4-2 down. That's not like us. I was disappointed at half time, and I said to the players, we need more from you. We've asked you not to do certain things. You've gone out and done the opposite and gifted York possession and field position first half. And I thought when we played with a bit more shape and structure second half, we made clean breaks through clear web. Caleb almost scores where, well, listen, it is an obstruction. King's got to go through the line. It's as simple as that, and that's another big moment we've got to learn from. So I'm disappointed we've lost the game ultimately, Pete, if I'm honest. If we win that 5-4 in Golden Point, I'm sitting here ecstatic, aren't I? And it's a results-based competition. The losers go on with the losers medal, and the winners go on with the trophy, and that's as simple as it gets in big game rugby league.
Okay, Cookie, just a quick one on the fans. Fans down behind them sticks in that game today. What your message?
I thought they were phenomenal, and I think I just spoke with Phil off earlier on, and what you get with Featherstone fans is you get a knowledge of rugby league and a knowledge of effort and commitment from players. So I don't think they can fault the effort and commitment of the players, but I can certainly fault some smartness of them. And the fans will see that as well. But they was phenomenal again, stayed till the end and clapped everybody off to a man. And I think from where we've come from in the last 8 weeks, I think they can see a team which is committed and unified and fighting for each other that are together. So, yeah, we'll be okay. I'm not panicking about where we're going to get to. I'm just disappointed with where we've got to today.
Thank you. Please for okay, obviously.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Said to Phil again, I went out onto the field because this is a venue that I've dreamed about being in a professional capacity. I think you're all aware of how much I love Rugby League and how much I love Wembley and the affinity I have with the Challenge Cup. So to see him get over the line, and again, we can learn some lessons, my club, with that, because they was not in, you know, there was almost never over the line today, you know, until the last minutes, and big game players come up with big game plays, and they did do in the end. Mikey Lewis's kick from almost the sidelines, a huge moment in a huge game, and best players ice them, don't they? So I'm really pleased for Neil Hudgell, who I text pre-game, and Willie Peters and the rest of the group. Saw some of them coming off. Dean Hadley particularly, you know, Jez Litton, you know, that came from Hull FC. That was, you know, not surplus to requirements, but finding it difficult to get in. So really pleased for everybody. There'll be some sore heads in East Hull tomorrow and over the weekend, and there'll be some black and whites that are cursing that they're over the since 1985 tag. So very similar to 2016 when they'll never win at Wembley. So yeah, it's fantastic for them. But it's still going to take me some getting over Featherstone's loss today, I'm afraid.